Some folk, including within your own party, would say that you're the problem rather than anything else. You might have read Sir John Curtis's view, which is he described you as a very nice man who is intellectually able, but he does not have presents, and nobody can give him presents. That's brutal, isn't it?
Oh, it's nice to be called a very nice man that's intellectually able. Look, for me, what I've tried to do is make sure, of course, as the leader of the SNP, that I lead from the front. Now, whether that's on issues that are domestic, so I've said that I wanted to implement council tax freeze because households are struggling in the cost of living crisis, and we've now won, and the households have won a hard-earned council tax freeze because of our efforts. Or whether that's on international issues, like showing leadership on Gaza, for example. I've tried to do what I think is right, that's driven by my values, driven by this country's values. Will there always be challenges, as I say, 17 years into government? Will there be challenges for me as First Minister? For sure. But actually, look, the real verdict to people is going to come in the general election. And I've stated very clearly that my ambition is to make sure that the SNP wins that general election.
Will you quit if you fall to second behind Labour?
Again, I don't hypothecate in losing elections. I only hypothecate in winning elections. And for me, that's what's ultimately important. I've got to go into that election confident that the SNP can win. And ultimately, I've got every confidence in my colleagues, my candidates, and my ability to win that election.
You must be looking over your shoulder a little bit, though, at potential challenges from within the party?
No, that's not the way it works. But what every good leader should do is try to cultivate talent of the next generation. And I've got
so
lots
why is
of
it
that.
Kate Forbes in your cabinet?
I've got that. Well, I asked her to be my cabinet, of course.
You didn't ask her when the job came up as health secretary.
Well, you would have to speak to Kate why she chose not to.
Did you ask her then?
Not to be
when Michael
not to
left
be in
government? Did you ask her
No,
to come back?
no, I didn't.
Did you consider it?
Kate, again, I'm not going to go into what I did or didn't consider, but of course I did ask Kate to come into government initially, and she chose for very valid reasons that were her own and that were pertinent to her family why she decided not to do so. So that's ultimately, of course, a decision for Kate.